Okay, it's a beautiful day out. I should be out relic hunting, but I'm stuck here at the house. So I've had a couple people ask me to do a how-to video on setting up the Nautilus DMC2BA. So I figured I'd go through and do a setup video on that. And then I've got an instruction manual here. At the end of the video, I'm going to try and take some high-resolution photos of this manual and put them at the end of the video too, so that you can have that information for you. First thing I want to say about these machines, there's two different kinds of DMC2BA. There's the one with this ring handle and the one with the long arm cup. So they're the same machine, with the one difference being that this ring handle has the red retune button right here on the tip of the handle, and the other machine has the red retune button right here. So with that said, let's move on to the features of these machines and how to ground balance them. Okay, these two machines are a little bit different in design. It's the same machine, same unit. This unit over here has the red retune button on the back of the machine, whereas this one has the red retune button right here on the handle, on the tip of the handle. So that's the only real difference in these machines. So let's go through the features that are on here. The top left, we have discrimination. I typically keep mine set between 15 and 20. Over here is the ground balance. This is typically somewhere between 65 and 70 for the places I've hunted. Threshold, that's the level of the hum you're going to hear in your headphones. So, I want that just to where I can just barely hear it, because even just a faint bump in that threshold could mean a target. Transmit power, you know, ideally you'd have this cranked all the way up if you're in a field where there's nothing but Civil War stuff or relics. But sometimes in bad ground conditions I've had to have this almost all the way down. So then on the back of the machine we have non-motion discrimination and ground reject discrimination. This switch over here, I keep that switched to ground reject discrimination, and that's either motion or non-motion, but it's going to work best for you in that mode. And then here on the front of the machine we have the switch for auto tune, on or off. Now I always keep that switched up into the auto tune position for this machine. So with that said, and it's the exact same for this model right here, the switches are all in the same places and the knobs are all in the same places. Everything's the same except for this red button. So now when you do settings on this machine, if you change any of the settings, you're going to want to push this search loop balance button again, and that's going to reset the machine. And the retune button is in case your threshold gets off. If it starts to wander a little bit, you can push that red retune button and kind of calm your threshold back down. So with that said, I'm going to show you real quick how to ground balance this machine. Okay, I just want to get into ground balancing the machine now for a minute. To ground balance this machine, you start with the machine off. You're going to hold down the red retune button, whether it's here or on the S handle, and then power the machine on with the machine up in the air. Once the machine is powered on and gone through its cycle, you need to adjust this threshold knob until you can just hear the threshold come through your headphones. Once you've done that, release the retune button, and we're going to lower the coil to the ground. Now while you're lowering the coil to the ground, listen to that threshold signal, and we're going to make note if the threshold signal gets louder or quieter. So in my case, the threshold signal is getting louder. So what I'm going to want to do is adjust the ground balance down a notch or two, hit the retune button, and then try again. It's still going up a little, so I'm going to tune down. Hit the retune button and go again. Okay, now I'm getting a nice steady threshold. There's no change to my threshold when I lower the coil to the ground. Now if the opposite were true, I would adjust the ground balance in the opposite direction. So to make sense of it, if your threshold gets louder when you lower it to the ground, you're going to tune the ground balance down a notch or two. If your threshold gets quieter as you lower it to the ground, you're going to tune the ground balance up a notch or two. And every time you make any adjustment, hit the retune button and then test again. So just remember, it's the opposite of which way the threshold goes. If the threshold goes higher or louder, you're going to tune down. If the threshold goes lower or down, you're going to tune up. So that is how you properly ground balance this machine. Now in heavily mineralized soil, there have been occasions where I've had to turn the transmit power down on this machine. But when you do that, don't have any fear. With the power fully up on this machine, I can read this camera pretty clearly from here. With the power fully down, I'm still getting the camera right here. So this machine has plenty of power. Don't be afraid to turn that power down if you're getting a lot of ground interference. Okay, I hope that's helped. And if any of you guys have any questions at all about hunting with a Nautilus, I've hunted with just about every type of Nautilus there is. I'm sure I can help you out. I'm going to put the instruction manual up. And like I said, if you have any questions at all, feel free to send me a message. If you like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next hunt.